What's up, Dev Nation? This is Rich with Let's Go Warriors, of course. And believe it or not, I'm still here in front of my laptop. It's been what, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours after I had Koloko, Kyle Anderson's shot guru, on our live. But I was fixing up our Discord. I was doing all these things. And then I also wanted to do this news update that was based on our Discord. Really excited about that. And I hope we'll get more subscribers to our website that will get access to the Discord and whatnot. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. But let's just head right into the topics here. So right here is our Discord channel, and it is basically nuts. So new basic users are called draft picks. The next level up from that are called two-way players. And two-way players, as it's explained here in the announcements, two-way players get access to this every post here, which is a summation of all the categorized posts that exist in these channels. I probably shouldn't use the word categorized because there's this thing in Discord called categories. So you see how that one just minimized all of the ones underneath here. One of these days, I'll get into all this stuff because really what this has become is a raw feed of information. So you have to see, these are private. You can see the little padlocks on these. You have to be a 4 Rings VIP member. That's what I call it. So there's a role in Discord for certain members that's called 4 Rings. Now you can go to our website, Let's Go Warriors, and sign up with a paid subscription. And if you're a paid subscriber at $5 a month, then you get access to every post. You are at the two-way player level. If you sign up as a founding member of this website, which is $99 a year, which is actually divide that by 12, that's $8 or $9 a month. I think that's a bargain to actually get access to these raw feeds and the Warriors raw feed. Like this has everything, like all the beat writers for the Warriors, like all in one place. Like, you know how on Twitter you'd have to like use a list and then the navigation on Twitter just sucks? You know, it's just, this blows it away. And then raw feed is all of the NBA's behind the scenes reporters. And lots of times, like obviously Clutch Points, you guys know probably that they'll show videos and then you can just play the video inside Discord right on your app. Like this one, you just play the video. Like you don't even have to go to the tweet, which makes it incredibly awesome. So let's just talk about one of these things. Here is an article that talks about what we talked about in the discussion with Kent Kaluko on the live streams. All right, so the live that we did right here a few hours ago, awesome information. If you just go look at the description or the comments, like it's all timestamped and just mountains of information on Kyle Anderson's shot guru guy, Kent Kaluko, fixing his shot release. Really, really, actually breaking news type stuff, honestly. And one of the issues we talked about was this nerve thing that Kyle Anderson had, which I didn't even know about, that Kent said affected his shot. Now, one thing that I noticed is that this was reported in 2019. That's 5 years ago. Now, if you go look at Slowmo's stats, only 2 years ago, he was shooting 41% from threes for Minnesota. So it's like, just like I said right here, I mean, this was 5 years ago. He had this thoracic outlet compression surgery for a nerve issue in the shoulder, and it affected the collarbone. You would think that shooting 41% just 2 years ago means that it's ancient history, but he shot just 23% last season, and Kaluko referenced it. So it makes you wonder if it was actually a lingering injury since 2019 or not. I'm going to guess it's not. I'm just going to guess that Kaluko just got the timeline like confused. Okay. So in any case, I looked up this article, and I know this isn't actually recent news, but this is very interesting stuff. So I'll put a link in the description, or if you have access to the Discord, you have the link already. Go check that one out. This, ironically, shows Now, this is a Zaza Pachulia Instagram story with his son Saba. But in the background, you're going to see Kyle Anderson shooting free throws. And one of the things Kent said was the goal of this year was to not only shoot 40% on threes, but also shoot 80% on free throws. So let's take a look at this clip from Zaza, the two Pachulias here. There's no music in the background, so I can play this. And then watch Kyle. The free throw way down there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's definitely Kyle Anderson back there. If you watch this in a bigger screen, such as your phone, such as with Instagram. I'm going to resize this window so it kind of fits better in our background here, which is good information to have going forward. So, of course, before that, we had the live stream. Before that, guess what? Slowmo on his Instagram had, if you have access to every post, so you have access to all this stuff. In fact, you have access to all the posts that I post that's searchable, which is not really possible with Twitter, right? You can just go here and search on whatever topic that you want. And I have all the stuff from last season now. I did not repost stuff from last season into the really specific categories, but they are in this every post channel. And one of the things that I posted way back on September 13th are all of these slow-mo runs with Chris Brickley, with Clay, with Jalen Brunson, with Kyrie Irving. Maybe you heard about this. Now, the latest one just appeared on Instagram. So let's take a look at that one. All right, it's Kyrie. Now, I'm going to mute this because there will be music, but if you go and check this out, and of course, again, this is where I can tout our Discord. All the links are right there. If you go look at this whole video, you're going to see a move. Now, there's where Kyle got taken, and then he had a nice crossover move, but Kyrie's going to find a slow-mo on a drive here, and it was just a nice play between them two. Now, what's really cool about that, and I'll just exit that now. What's really cool about that is Slowmo knows Kyrie, knows Jalen Brunson, knows all these guys on a personal basis. Why? Because they're all from the New York area, FYI. And when Clay joined them, Clay just happened to be in New York at the time. All right, so let's go all the way back to the more recent data or the more recent posts. And for a while, I had WNBA stuff in there, such as Caitlin Clark, but now we've got this new Let's Go Valkyries one. No Valkyries news of late, but obviously you can see a lot of WNBA stuff. We're going to announce Let's Go Val in April before the draft. So plenty of time until that happens. Oh, training camp roster. So this was released, and you look at this, all of these have been announced already. Here, Pajemski, yesterday, I guess I'm recording this at 5 a.m. Pacific time, so this was about 28 hours ago. Podz did a boomerang, and basically this just goes to show he was in the freaking gym at 1:35 a.m. Well, here's Podz. He seems to be active on Twitter, and it's kind of interesting that he would follow Richard Goodman, who replied to this hater. And so Pajemski retweeted this. Here you've got two consecutive night-night celebrations. But the cool thing is that Steph mentioned that he appreciated the celebration, the night-night, but then he also said that you got to know time and score, which means I looked it up at the time. Kim was tied for 17th when he made this hole. Okay. So that's what Steph means is maybe you ought to be like winning the entire tournament with the night-night rather than just, some random hole where you had a really good hit. And then here's another one. This one's a little bit more Instagram-ish, selfie-ish, therefore probably didn't appear on network television. I noticed in this picture from Nick Wiggins on Instagram of his mom and dad, which is also Andrew Wiggins' mom and dad. Boy, oh boy, let's blow this up just a little bit. But Mitchell Wiggins totally looks like Andrew Wiggins right here. Something about DNA, as Kobe would say. And then the official Warriors TV channel, really the YouTube channel, has this all access behind the scenes of Buddy Hield. But if you had access to our Every Post channel, you could go and see the original post, which I had way back in August 30th, there's a charity work recap on Instagram. Okay. And so that's from his agency, Icon Agency. We're going to have Ant Wells, Jonathan Kuminga's trainer, on a live stream coming up. I don't know when. I'm trying to communicate with him, but he already said that he was going to do it. So yeah, according to Ant Wells, we're going to have Ant Wells on a Let's Go Warriors live stream. So I thought he was coming on with Kent Koloko, who was right here, but turns out he wasn't ready. Ant Wells wasn't ready for that. So I just had this post to do my thumbnails. Brian Day is now going to be the new Warriors public address announcer. Wow. Like, that makes me wonder what happened to the previous public address announcer. Don't know. If I find out, I'll let you guys know. And finally, here's a nice Hollywood Reporter article from September 13th. A little late to it, but I posted it just 2 days ago, just after midnight. And then before that is the cat deal, which I think I'll just do another video on, because talking about cat and why the Warriors didn't get cat, again, it's related to Wiggins. I mean, I explained it all on our channel right here, and I'll link to that as well. But Wiggins is the fulcrum of all of the moves that we can make that have to do with the salary cap. I mean, he's the one that has the salary that can be made to trade for a really good player. So if it was Cat, then Wiggins would have had to be involved, and it didn't happen. And honestly, Dunleavy got a lot of hate. I counted up to 6 pages, I'll call them, that always tweet about the Warriors. They've been, they're the go-to type of Twitter personalities that Warriors fans tend to gravitate towards. But as I've said oftentimes, like, Twitter is just a vacation of complaining. So you tend to get a lot of negativity on there. And sure enough, not 1, not 2, not 3, literally 6. But anyways, this is the last news item we have for today before I do the cat video later this week. And it just talks about Steph's interest in actually being a bona fide actor. And the cool thing he said about that was that he would definitely dedicate himself to the craft, because he respects actors, and just like he respects professional golfers, he would definitely want to feel like he's worthy. And so I wrote about that a little bit. I always put a little bit of my spin on things here. And so I said, Steph has a desire to be an actor, and they're going to be working on some future projects that include animation. And so I'm just going to end it there. Now, I need to go get some sleep, because in less than 4 hours, Warriors Media Day is going to start. And the other thing I heard was Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, on the most recent interview, I don't know why I closed my window on that, but if you go to this Steve Kerr interview right here, you're going to hear him talk about how Steph doesn't need to sleep that much. And a friendly reminder that we will go live later today. I estimate it to be around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So today's Monday, in case you're watching this video much later. We're going to have 1 or 2 guests to help us recap Warriors Media Day, which is going to be a big day full of interviews and full of behind the scenes stuff happening. And we will track all of that as much as we can. And it will be tracked, I like to say, auto-magically on these feeds, GSW feed and raw feed, mostly GSW feed. You're going to really be able to get your hands around it if you have access to this Discord. So if you want access to the Discord and you don't know how to do it, just you can email me right here, Rich at Let's Go Warriors, just add a .com. You can send a DM on Discord to Let's Go Warriors. So I hope you're excited about the season, about our media day live stream in, less than 12 hours. And of course, this new thing that we have here, this Discord, that I'm just so excited about. So thank you for watching. And again, I would recommend that you subscribe and hit the notifications, because there's going to be a ton of stuff. I call these the fire hose channels, but in a way, this YouTube channel that you're on right now will be a steady stream of content. What Let's Go Warriors is about is it's for those in Dub Nation with the biggest hearts, okay? Behind the scenes human connections and gratitude for the Warriors, gratitude for Steph Curry, especially with my experience as credentialed media for over a decade, where we've covered every practice, every game, every morning shoot around, every off season, and we'll continue to do that. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one, my friends.